Hello. It is Wednesday. It's your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen, with another seminar for you today. It's Wednesday, and we are excited. We got some cool stuff to talk about. And last night, unbelievable, my son and his wife had their baby girl. Little baby Zaya is now part of the Hansen family. I got a little granddaughter. It's a very exciting day. Very, very exciting last night. It was fun. It was so cool to watch little baby Zaya be born. And my son and his wife, Jewel, are doing just fine. Jewel's recovering perfect. We had nice little baby girl last night, 5 pounds, 13 ounces, little baby Zaya. So thank you all for all the love you sent us. This morning we posted pictures of baby Zaya. Hopefully you saw them. Those of you on Spotify and Apple Podcast, you can go look after the show. But I got a new little grandbaby. So now I have a grandson and a granddaughter, and we're happy. I couldn't be happier. I am so happy. You can't touch the feeling. There's no fish on the planet Earth that touches the feeling of a grandbaby. I'm telling you, it's pretty damn spectacular. So thank you all very, very much. And we got a good show for you today. Today's Okuma Wednesday. We always talk about an Okuma or Fish Labs product on Wednesday. And I'm up here in Lake Tahoe. Thank goodness little Zaya was born yesterday, because I'm going fly fishing tomorrow. And I'm going to go fish a couple streams this afternoon. I'm going to go soak some worms with some bobbers and do that thing. And then I'm going to go reel fishing tomorrow. I'm going to go fly fishing tomorrow with a good guy named Brian. Thank you all for setting me up with Brian. I put that out 2 days ago on social media that I needed a good guide to take me fly fishing, and I got a good one. It sounds like he knows what he's doing. So I'm going to go fish the Little Truckee River tomorrow with Brian. But I want to show you this little reel, this little Sea Mar. This little spinning reel, I'm going to load it up with some 4-pound right after we're done with the show today. And I'm going to go fish that little stream back here behind the hotel. I have a good feeling I may catch a trout on this little reel. This is made by Okuma. Gang, Okuma doesn't make just the Makairas. Okuma makes every single kind of rod and reel you need for fishing, from fly fishing rods and reels to spinners to conventionals. They make the rods, the reels, the kite rods. You want to go over to okuma.com and check out all the cool stuff they make. But this little Seymar, Ceymar, I don't know the proper way to, I knew I wanted this reel, so I ordered it over there from my buddies at Okuma. I got this reel just in time for this trip up here. I'm going to go test it out. I have a good feeling that this thing's going to do just fine. I love it's super light, the way they've designed this thing. It's super, super light. Perfect for trout fishing. Got a little rod that goes with it. But I got it still in my little rod tube, so I didn't pull that out. I'm just showing you this reel. This thing's really bitching. So go to okuma.com and check out all the cool reels they got. And let's talk about what's going on in Southern California right now as far as fishing goes, gang. Everybody thought that it was over. Everybody thought that, oh my God, that hurricane came, the water got dirty, the water rolled over. There's not 9 million Dorado in the fish counts anymore. But still, there's good Dorado to be had in Southern California between San Clemente Island, LA, the Mexican border. There's a big triangle there, a swath of water. Some people are finding the right kelp patty and doing really well. Below the border, down towards the 425 and the 371 and down to the Hidden Bank, there's still really good Dorado and tuna fishing down there. That bluefin is now back behind San Clemente Island again. That big fish that shows up every year at this time, at least for the last 6 years. That big fish is back there behind the island again. Really good marlin fishing. All this stuff is starting to happen. October historically, and like I always say, I've only been doing this for a living for 48 years, so I really have nothing to go by what I'm talking about. But I know a bunch of guys that are way older than me that do have a lot of experience. And they always said and told me that October is the best month for fishing marlin in Southern California. And right now it's not disappointing us. There's plenty of marlin to catch in Southern California right now. Some boats are doing very, very well. And now the swordfish Deep drop thing is starting to happen. Everything, the table is set for one of the most epic falls that we've seen in Southern California. And if any of this sounds interesting or fun to you at all, you can check out my website at yoursaltwaterguide.com. I have a full game plan I put together every Thursday that puts you right on all these different fisheries that I'm talking about in Southern California, from marlin to dorado to calico bass to yellowtail to rockfish. And then the big news, the lobster season is going full speed, guys. Everybody that's following the game plan and fishing the way that I suggest to fish on all my lobster fishing videos are just having a time of their lives. They're having really fun fishing. And now, today, all the local fish markets are going to have fresh lobsters for you to eat if you don't have an opportunity to go lobster fishing, because yesterday was bait day. Today, the commercial guys are pulling their traps and bringing in loads of lobsters. Talked to a couple of different commercial guys around 10 o'clock this morning, and they said it's very, very good fishing. Very, very good fishing, lobster fishing. So we're going to talk about this right now, because I think this is something that a lot of us don't understand, and we're missing this, and we're causing ourselves a ton of problems. When I read these posts and I see these things and people say, there's no lobsters left in Southern California, they caught them all, the hoop netters got them all, the commercial guys got them all. There's nothing further from the truth, gang. These lobsters come from, God only knows where they come from, but they come from way out in the deep water. There's an old show we used to watch when I was a kid, The Undersea World of Jacques Cousteau. And he did a whole thing on the spiny lobster, and he showed them out in 300-400 feet of water, marching across the bottom. Not one, not 10, hundreds and hundreds of them. They look like ants marching across the bottom of the ocean in the mud, no structure, nothing, just marching across the bottom of the ocean. Well, you all know the ocean is a vast, vast desert with little oases in it. So to get on a social media platform and say that all the lobsters are gone, I wish you would all stop doing that. The reason you're not catching lobsters is because you suck at lobster fishing and you don't want to take any advice and you don't want to try to learn about lobsters. So you go out there and you throw your nets in places where there are no lobsters, and then you go back and you complain that all the lobsters are gone and that they were all caught. Or you see someone bring in a giant lobster like my wife and I have done many, many times, and then you get mad at us and tell us that we're wiping out the population. Listen, if I go out tonight hoop netting and have the greatest night I could possibly have of hoop netting, you know how many I'm allowed to have? 7. That's it. I'm not allowed to have more than 7. That's the law in the state of California. The sport fishing angler, the guy with the lobster card, the guy with the hoop nets, he's allowed to have a whopping 7. That's your limit. That's all you're allowed to have. You can't have any more than 7. That's it. That's all you're allowed to have. So think about this. The commercial guys today are out there fishing. This is going to blow your minds. Pay attention. Listen to what I'm about to say. You know how many they can have? As many as they can catch. As many as they can catch. So that seems rather odd to me that they're going to say that us, the hoop netters, have an adverse effect on the population of the lobsters. That's the furthest thing from the truth. And these commercial guys, they're living within the law. They're doing exactly what they're allowed to do by law. They're regulated heavily just like us. The size limit is the size limit. It's been done by scientists, real science, back in the day when they used to do real science. And they know that when they're the legal size, they've already spawned enough times to make sure that the population stays in good standing. And the population of the California spiny lobster is phenomenal. If any of you have ever stuck your head over the side with a mask on, you know all the crevices and all the cracks have lobsters in them. All the breakwalls up and down the Southern California coast have lobsters in it. Long Beach Harbor, LA Harbor had tons of lobsters. So stop saying that there are no lobsters. The only reason you're not catching them is because you suck. Period. End of story. It's not, we don't need more regulations. We don't need more size regulations. We don't need more take regulations. You're out of your ever-loving mind. Southern California is overregulated to the max. We don't need any more regulations. There's plenty of lobsters. There always will be. They feed on the bottom. There's plenty of lobsters. You need to understand that there are plenty of lobsters. So don't help close more of this lobster fishery. Don't get on the boards and complain because you can't, guy doesn't even know. My own social media director doesn't know what I do at 12 o'clock every day. And that's pretty sad. So, God, he just keeps sending messages. It's 12 o'clock, Elliot. It's 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock. I know it's hard to understand, but it's 12 o'clock. Yep. I'm looking. Yeah, it's still 12. It's actually 12:10, but he's sending messages. That guy's silly. All right. Back to what I was talking about. I got kind of lost. Gang, there's plenty of lobsters. And you're not going to save the planet if you throw back a 10-pound lobster. You're not. It's not going to change anything. Do you think that the commercial lobster fishermen right now, with that lobster going off at 24 or 28 or $30, whatever it goes off as a pound today, no one knows it's going off as a pound today. No one knows what it's going off, but they're not going to throw back a 10-pound lobster if they catch one. My gosh. They're not going to throw back a $250 lobster because you told them that there's no lobsters because you suck at lobster fishing. Gang, I built a website, yoursaltwaterguide.com. $9.99 a month. You get tons of information on how to do it. For another small price, you get all the spots that these animals live in. You don't have to ever suck again. But I know there's a lot of you out there that love to suck and love to be negative and love to complain. I didn't build the website for you. I didn't. I built it for the positive people that love to learn and love to catch stuff when they go out. Those of you that are negative, that just love to share negative all the time, my website's not for you because it'll change you. There's only positive videos on it about positive things, about positively catching stuff when you go out. Those of you that love to be negative and love to say that everything sucks, you do not want to become part of my website because you're going to be successful when you go hooping and when you go Dorado fishing, when you go bluefin fishing, when you go marlin fishing. So stay away from my website. Yoursaltwaterguide.com is not built for negative people. It's only built for positive people that want to learn. And there's millions of people out there that have the ability to learn. And I built this website for you. I'm not looking to make a house payment off your membership. For goodness sakes, $9.99 to get 48 years of fishing for a living. I promise you, go look, Google my name, check me out. I am who I am. I get millions of views every single day on my social media platforms. There is no one else out there sharing the information. The people that are sharing information have no information to share. I've fished for a living for 48 years in Southern California. The stuff I share with you is honest and real and the truth. You might not like it, but it's still the truth. All I got is the truth at the end of the day. I can only tell you the truth. And if you go to the website and you go to the page that says Fish Report, and you look at the thousands of reports by members just like yourself, you can see the success of people that follow the simple game plan that I lay out. And I lay it out so simple and so easy to follow that it's almost impossible if you do it all right to not be successful. There is those times though. I know I act like I pretend like I really am God, but I'm not. God controls what we're going to catch, but we have to do the right things to be in the right zone to catch the things that we're fishing for. Go to yoursaltwaterguide.com and check it out, gang. A 14-day free trial over there. What do you got to lose? If you go over there and you go, I see all this information and it looks so good, but I don't want to be good. I want to suck. Well, then you can before I even charge you the $9, you can end your subscription. You can get out of there. You can look at all the great information and the 450 how-to videos, and you can go, wow, this guy's sharing really good information. I don't want good information. I want to be negative. I want to be out there being negative and talking negative about everything. And I want to get on the boards and tell them that there are no fish left on the planet and that we ruined it all. Then don't go to my website. It's okay. But if you're really into having fun and catching fish and doing cool stuff and learning about the ocean and really know from someone who fishes for a living for every day on the water, and my family, my dad's did it since 1947, and he stood in the gap and fought the fight and made it so that we could catch 2 bluefin. He was instrumental in that thing. If you don't believe it, go look up Donald Hansen. He is the man. We lost him back in January, but he was the man that kept everything going. He had all the answers. And I just kind of carrying on in his legacy, just kind of hiding behind his shadow, hoping that I can share a little bit of strength and hope for you all to get out there and catch some fish and catch some lobsters. My God, I wish when I first started hoop netting for a living that there was a place where I could go and gather spots. I had to figure this thing out on my own, just like some of those Instagram, TikTok fishermen tell you, oh, don't listen to Dave. Go figure it out on your own like I had. No one's got time for that. And now that the great state of California decided to raise gas prices overnight, if you haven't been paying attention, they raised the gas prices overnight $1, another $1. Yeah, we're paying $7, $7.45. At the fuel dock, we're paying $8+ for a gallon of gasoline at the fuel docks. Gang, now it's really important to have a clue when you go out there. It's really important. I don't even know how these charter boat operators are going to get out in front of this price. I was talking to one really good one this morning. We don't know how we get out in front of this price of this fuel. This is mind-boggling. It went up $1 overnight. Absolutely incredible in California. And that's where most of my clients fish out of is California. And also, let's think down in Florida, they're having a massive problem down there, Fort Myers area. Gang, our hearts are still pouring out for you. We're still thinking about all of you. I'm going to start working with some of the people down there, and we're going to figure out what we can do to help them. We'll try to set up a fundraiser or whatever it is to try to help them. I'm not going to help you raise money if you're not going to give it to the victims down there in Fort Myers, but I'll figure out someone who's doing it honestly, and we'll figure out a way to help everybody. But gang, check out my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com. Check me out every day at 12 o'clock. I do this live show. I've been doing it now for 3 years. I try to be there for you. I share real, honest to God information. You might not like it, but it's still the truth. That's all I got is truth. Thanks for joining us today. Everybody on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, I can't even tell you how thankful I am that you've all climbed on. The amount of subscribers we've added in the last 2 weeks is just, it's mind-boggling to me, but I'm going to keep doing it as long as you keep listening. Over at YouTube, the numbers are staggering right now. We're adding 4,700 new subscribers a month right now at YouTube. Figure that one out. Over at Facebook, I'm getting about 1 million views a day. Thank you very much. TikTok, still got a small shadow band on our channel. Whenever they lift the shadow band, we get 100,000 views. But they keep that shadow band over there for some reason. I don't know why. But there's a small shadow band over there. And Instagram, you're flying. Thank you all on Instagram. Everybody, thank you for all the views. Thank you for everything. I'll keep doing the show as long as I keep getting millions of views. I can't stop. Thank you all very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. We'll be up fishing, fly fishing. Supposedly they got service where we're going, so we can do the show live up there. If not, if I don't go live, I'll do it tomorrow evening around 6 o'clock when I get back from fly fishing, let you all know about it. If you don't see me at noon, you don't hear me at noon on Spotify or Apple, look for me at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, because it's all about service. I got to have service to do the show. And if I don't have it while I'm out there fly fishing, then I'll have it at 6 o'clock tomorrow. I promise. I'm going to go see my granddaughter. You guys have a great day. Be kind to each other. Turn off the news. They're all lying. See ya.